Yo, welcome to my tour of the Central Markets. I had a bunch of people ask me like, where do I go in the Central Markets to get this? Where do I go to get that? So basically this video is just to show you where to go. If you haven't seen my website, have a sus, subscribe to that because as part of this video, the House of Health are doing a big old package of goodies. And if you subscribe, you go on the chance to win that. So check that out. So as far as location goes, we are at Chinatown, South Entrance, just off Guja Street. Plus. Yo, so here we are on the other side of House of Health. I'm going to show you some of the products. So this is kind of like a small shop that I do. Usually do a bigger one, but anyway. All right, so one of the good things that they have here is Celtic Salt. Celtic Salt and Himalayan salt. Now, if you think about the little packets of salt that you get when you go to the supermarkets, you're spending like $5 on a little thing of salt like this, especially for a good quality salt. Here it's like $12 to $4 a kilo, which is just crazy. One of the things about salt as well, like a lot of table salt has microplastics and it's too like concentrated in sodium. This salt here is like really high mineral content and they balance out the sodium with potassium. And if you didn't know that, the more sodium you have, basically the more potassium you need just to balance out your health. Celtic salt and Himalayan salt are perfect for that. Himalayan salt is actually a little bit better for girls because it has a little bit more iron in it, hence why it has that pink color. Girls need a lot more iron than guys need during the day, so, which is pretty handy. But yeah, I'm gonna grab some of this. So I usually grab as well, I'll grab like 2 kilos because, you know, 2 kilos is gonna cost me just over 20 bucks and that's gonna last me a whole damn year. A whole damn year. So that's one. So as part of my program and what I do with my clients is I like to get people to use like keto. Even though I don't use like proper ketosis with my stuff, I like to label things keto instead of no carbs. So you're having like a keto meal which has no carbs in it. So instead of using like breadcrumbs or flour when you're making like patties or something, you use almond meal, coconut flour, which have no carbs in there. So it's real handy just to, I like using that as a label. Now, also what I'm doing is like part of this video, if you see, I've got a recipe ebook that I'm selling. So you can see that as well on there. And that's got like literally every single recipe using all of this stuff as well. So what I'm gonna grab here is almond flour, almond meal. They're like, one's fine and one's a little bit harder. The almond meal is better for making patties because it's sort of like breadcrumbs. The other one, the finer almond flour is better for using things like pancakes. Coconut flour is also awesome to use in pancakes and patties and other things. And then I like to use tapioca flour for pancakes. That is a carb source, but it has no gluten in it. So it's really handy and it's like ridiculously cheap here. So I'm gonna show you which ones I get. Tapioca flour, it's like $4 a kilo. So cheap, no gluten, how good. So that's a tapioca flour. What is also handy, which I didn't mention beforehand, is besan flour, which is chickpea flour. And I really rate that for like usually minced patties or anything savory, because it just adds like such a nice taste to it. So what else is good is the organic cacao powder that they have here. And if you don't know like the benefits of cacao powder, look at my 26 ingredient or my total ingredient shopping list article that I have on my website. Such good stuff. It's just like so high in magnesium and like antioxidants. So it's really good like helping you like cleanse and detox your body, as well as like magnesium, which is going to help you sleep and got all the other benefits of that. I really rate this stuff and like I recommend putting it in like a whole bunch of different meals like Greek yogurts or shakes or anything like sweet like that. Just makes like such a good difference. So just grabbing some of the coconut flour here. So good, carb free. It's like good saturated fats. Got MCTs, all the good stuff in there. I like to use like when I'm making pancakes or something or patties, I like to use a ratio of like probably 3-to-1 almond meal to coconut flour. So if I do like 3 teaspoons of almond almond meal, I'll do 1 teaspoon of coconut flour. Makes it like a little bit more puffy. So the next 2 ones we've got here is, that's what I said, the blanched almond meal. So that's the finer stuff, which is better for like pancakes. And then we've got the natural almond meal flour, which is more like breadcrumbs, better for the patties. Again, carb-free, full of fiber, vitamin E, just all the good stuff. I stack up on this as well. Like, I like it to last ages. I get like a big jar and I'll just fill the jar up with this good stuff. There's 1. Now some of the blanched almond flour, yes, good. Oh, pancakes! Nice, good stuff, gotta love it. So what else is handy? Like, I don't know if you guys get like your almond butter, or if you haven't tried almond butter, it's honestly better than peanut butter. I love it. But if you go to a supermarket, it's so expensive. You get a kilo here for 20 bucks. So good. So basically, they have all the good stuff here as far as medicinal mushrooms go. We've got like the lion's mane, the reishi, ashwagandha, chaga. They have organic ceremonial grade matcha powder. Super good. Lion's mane is awesome because it's like real good for cognitive function and it's a nootropic. All the studies are out for these, by the way, and they're actually gnarly. Reishi literally increases your white blood cell count, so when you're sick, super good for immune and helps you get to sleep. Ashwagandha is really good for boosting your adrenals. Basically, like all adrenal supplements are just jacked with ashwagandha with some vitamins in there, which is really handy. Matcha powder is like got theanine and a really good quality caffeine in there. So much better than coffee. If you haven't had like matcha powder before, oh God, I just recommend it. They got all the good stuff here. It's super cheap. They also have like the turmeric powder and things like that. It's organic and it's like grounded, so it's like a little bit better for you. I like mixing it with my broths and things like that, or putting it in with like a stir fry or something like that. So you just get all the benefits from there. Turmeric's one of those things that gets like cleanses your liver, so can't have enough of it. All right, so basically on this side of things, basically what they have is like the olive oil and the honey. What's really good with the olive oil is you always want to get cold, fresh pressed olive oil because that is a really good quality fats. And if you didn't know, like olive oil, when it is fresh and cold pressed, is full of omega-3s. And if you haven't seen or don't know much about omega-3s, read the total ingredient shopping list that I've got. I go like into detail why they're so good. Olive oil after a certain period of time actually goes off and it goes rancid and all the benefits like go away. That also comes in if you heat it up too much. But the fresher it is and when it's cold pressed, basically the better it is, the better quality it is. And you just want to smear it over like all your food. Like it's so good for you. It's like pretty much medicinal. Also what they have is the raw organic honey. Now that stuff's like antibacterial, antifungal. It's got a bunch of phytonutrients in there and all other stuff. What honey is also good for is like a sugar source. So if you are gonna have sugar, honey, fruits and berries are all that good stuff. But they have it here and it's like self-pour and it's really cheap and they've got all the containers and stuff to put it in, which is just like so good. So what they also got, if you don't know, with deodorants, if you're spraying deodorants on your body absorbs it all into your skin and then your body basically has to like detoxify it. They got all their deodorants and shampoos and stuff here, which is also really handy. Put it on your skin and it hasn't got the toxins in there, which is good. You do sweat, but you smell fantastic. The stuff does like smell pretty good, so yes. So if you haven't seen, they've got the Podlife Coffee here. Woo! Shout out to Mark. If you haven't read my coffee article, have a read of why basically like what you want to do when you're buying coffee and drinking it and stuff. But basically this is like perfectly aligned with all the stuff I put in that article. Best coffee ever for pods, that's for sure. So what they also have, which is so good, is they got really good quality MCT oil. They got their own. It's like got C6, C8 and C10 MCT oil in there, and the C8 is the good stuff. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. Basically the fat gets digested differently through your body and it's so much better, and it's really good to actually cook with because it's got a high temperature tolerance. But they got it here, it's like 25 bucks a litre. Usually you get it from like muscle stores and stuff like that and it costs heaps more, but they got it here free pour. So good. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't damn know, and you should know. So if you follow me this way, we're gonna go to Lucia's now, and basically some of the products aren't part of the program, but some of them are. They have, like their pasta comes from Italy, so the wheat hasn't been genetically modified, so it has a lot less gluten in it. So if you are gonna have like a cheat meal, or you are like craving pasta and you need to grab it, like here's the good stuff. I'll show you which ones to get. Yeah, so this is the pasta that you're gonna wanna get. As I said beforehand, wheat's not genetically modified, way less gluten, better for your guts. Now also what they have is, well, they've got this Dairyman product, and that comes from like the Barossa Valley, and all the cows are grass-fed. And basically kind of what it means when the cows are grass-fed is if they're not fed grass, their stomachs get infected, and it kind of like ruins the quality, especially of all the dairy and stuff, like it's no good. But if they are grass-fed, the quality of the dairy is like so much better. So I really rate the cream and the butter they have here with the Dairyman. Tastes so good as well. Pasta, butter, if you are gonna do it, this is where to get it from. So what we're gonna go do now is go to my favorite place, the Kangaroo Butcher. So this is the way to go. It's a bit hard to find because it's not actually like in the Central Market. You gotta head to the toilets and go right down the alley. So this is the Kangaroo Butcher. If you don't know some of the benefits of kangaroo, either look at my 26 ingredient shopping list article or my total ingredient shopping list article. I've got both of them on there. Also, I may or may not have put out a kangaroo article specifically, so suss my website to see if it's out yet. Now, the benefits of kangaroo just like are crazy. Firstly, they've got a much better omega-6 and omega-3 ratio. And if you haven't read the omega-3s, again, suss that total ingredient shopping list article. I'm all about the omega-3s. But basically, the kangaroos is like they're ethically and sustainably caught. None of them are farmed. They're all wild shot kangaroos. And they have a whole bunch of laws and stuff around that as well. Like, I'm not 100% sure exactly what the law is, but I know that something like they're not allowed to shoot mother kangaroos and things like that as well. But basically, they're all wild. And the importance of that is, like, well, my theory is, like, we're breathing in Australian air, we're drinking Australian water, we're eating Australian food, and so are the kangaroos. And if you don't know much about bacteria, like our stomachs are completely, our bodies and brain is all controlled by the bacteria in our stomachs. And if the kangaroos have all the bacteria from Australian nature, and we're Australian, so we've got all the bacteria from that, I'm assuming that they pair really well together. Kangaroo quality is also, it's like 100 grams of kangaroo is like 100 calories, super low calories. The quality of protein is incredible. It's higher in iron, and it's just so good. It's such a good quality meat. Now, if you look here, the kangaroo, you can see the rump mince, which is like, rump is like the best part of the kangaroo. It's only $10 a kilo. That is so much cheaper than the supermarkets, and the quality is so much better. The supermarkets kind of sell the sausage mince that they have up there for like $6 a kilo, but the supermarkets like quality isn't even as good as that. Then they've got all the fillets over here and like the steaks and stuff, which are like super tender, fresh, and like taste amazing. And they're for like $18 a kilo, which is just crazy. And the rump steaks are $16 a kilo, so that's just like so cheap. I really rate this Kangaroo Butcher. A lot of people ask me kind of like, where do I go to get it? Here at Central Market, it's literally worth making the trip. Come here, buy like 4-6 kilos at a time, so it's gonna last you quite a while, and yeah, enjoy it. So we've just been at the Kangaroo Butcher. I'm gonna show you where the House of Organics is. This is just like really good produce for fruit and vegetables, and where you can get duck eggs. Oh. This is really good basically because all the food is organic, all the vegetables, and if you don't know basically what organic means is it's not sprayed with pesticides and all the other like crap that basically poisons your stomach. So it's really good. I really recommend. We've got like huge cabbages here. God, I love a huge cabbage. What they also have is like really good quality eggs, and they have duck eggs here. Duck eggs are really good. I always prescribe them to people. I always recommend them to people because they're just like really high omega-3 content as well. So we're leaving House of Organics and I'm going to the bread store, the good bread store. Now, basically the benefits of bread is, well, the only bread that I recommend getting is like a sourdough, mainly because the bread's been fermented, so there's less gluten in it, and there's a really good bread store, and you just got to head like out of the markets just a little bit. So we'll walk quickly and I'll show you where it is. So, as we're heading to the bread store, you come past this fish and poultry place. Basically, what's really good is all the poultry here is free range, their chicken and their turkey. Turkey mince, super cheap. All their like chicken breasts and thigh and stuff, the quality of it is actually so good. So if you are going to buy chicken and turkey, I recommend coming here. I talk about the benefits of them a little bit in like my articles and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of chicken, but the turkey and the other stuff here, so good. If you are going to get it, this is the place. So basically, what I did was I went around to all the bread stores and I asked, how long do you guys ferment your sourdough for? Because the longer the fermentation, the better quality the sourdough and the less gluten. These guys with theirs ferment theirs the longest, so that's why I recommend coming to this place to get your sourdough. So we're in the middle of the market. This is where all the good fruit and veg is. If you're not going to go to House of Organics and you prefer to shop somewhere else, like probably this aisle and the next couple are just so good. The trick is literally looking through, having a bag like that guy. It's probably really handy. But what you want to do is just have a look at the different prices of things, have a bit of a look at the products, and then just grab whatever's cheapest, because the stuff here is so good. When you like shop at a supermarket, I find most of the time I'll look at the receipt and I'll go, oh no. But when I come here and I get like my fruit and veg and stuff, I always look at the receipt and I'm like, is that only how much it costs? Just so handy. So this is the butcher at the very front of the Central Market. Basically, it has, if you like organ meats, it has all the good organ meats here. They've got like a good range of the stuff. They also have like reasonably priced good meat as well, so it's a pretty good one to check out. Hey, so you've made it to the end of the video, the end of the tour. Thanks for watching. So if you haven't subscribed to my website, please give that a subscribe. You go in the draw to win the package from House of Health, which is awesome. If you are interested in like being a part of my program or anything, you will get a 10% off discount at House of Health. Also, look out for my online program. I'll be doing an online program soon with all of the good stuff in here. If you have any questions, feel free to look at my website, to look at the articles, or ask me. I'm so happy to answer. Follow me on Instagram, Corey Boutwell, if you haven't already, and YouTube. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you know like the tour and your way around the Central Market. You know where the Kangaroo Butchers is, House of Organics, House of Health. You know where all the good products are now. So come check it out. You know you're going to save yourself a bunch of money here as well, because you buy in bulk and save. Buy bulk and save. So thanks for watching, and hope you got something out of this.